It's Toma time, guys. I am very, very concerned for Colby Covington. Why am I concerned about him? He's 36 years old, and his next fight is against Joaquim Buckley. Not a super young fighter, but a fighter in his prime. Buckley is 30 years old. And what I'm so tired and hate to continue to see are my favorite fighters getting knocked out, beaten, dominated by these younger fighters. I'm sick and tired of seeing it. Max Holloway, Volkanovski, back when Tyron Woodley got dominated. Now Usman's starting to lose. All of your favorite fighters, Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje, Tony Ferguson. It just continues to keep happening, and it's just crazy to see that, just for example, Colby Covington, how dominant this guy was, how he put up the most entertaining fight against Usman, how Usman and Colby used to be the two best fighters in the damn world, and they seemed untouchable. And now, years later, if Colby loses to Buckley, people just forget about how dominant and amazing fighters such as Colby were, because they get old, they lose their mindset, the mindset of a killer. When Tyron Woodley lost like 5 fights in a row, he was my favorite fighter in the UFC. And watch him go from fucking destroying Darren Till, pounding his head in the canvas, submitting him, being one of the pound for pound best fighters, to losing to Usman and then losing 4 or 5 other fights in a row. It's insane to watch. And the reason why this really happens is these older fighters, once they get dominated, once they lose like Tyron did to Usman, it changes your whole mindset. You just don't have the same confidence. And if you don't have the same confidence, you're not going to be gun-ho slinging and attacking against your opponent like Colby Covington is always used to. And what we saw in Colby Covington versus Leon Edwards, I am hoping that it truly was an injury that Colby suffered in the early rounds that made him look so pathetic against Leon Edwards. Because if that's the Colby Covington we're going to see continue going forward, he's going to probably get knocked out by Joaquim Buckley. Like, please, not Joaquim Buckley. If Colby gets chinned against Buckley, I don't know if I can keep watching the UFC, guys. I can't take much more of this. It's just so depressing watching the people you grew up watching in the UFC turn out to become nobodies and get knocked out by even more nobodies. It just really doesn't look good for Colby Covington. I mean, he goes from a title shot against Leon Edwards to fighting Buckley on a fight night in Tampa in December. I mean, is the UFC giving up on him as well? I hope that he changes the narrative and just completely dominates Buckley like he always used to, despite being 36 years old. I mean, we see what Pereira's doing. I just hope that Colby has that same energy in him to keep going and keep being dominant into his late 30s. Now, when you specifically look at the stylistic matchup between Buckley and Colby, the only thing it comes down to, does Colby still have the youth and the energy, the stamina, the bedroom cardio to put the pressure on Buckley, and does he still have the reflexes, quick young feline reflexes, to avoid getting caught while he's trying to pressure him and smother him against a cage or a takedown? That is all this fight will come down to. And if Colby doesn't still have that power, strength to take him down, to keep him in the clinch against the cage, he's gonna get knocked out. There is no way around it. He's gonna get busted up and knocked out. So either Colby's gonna dominate in a 5-round decision, or he's gonna get knocked out. There is no way about it. So if you're gonna put money on this fight, I highly encourage you to listen to me, because it's only going 2 ways. And whichever way you decide to go is gonna be the factor of, do you think Colby still has it? Now, what gives me hope that Colby still has it was the 5th round against Leon Edwards. Let's not pretend like Leon Edwards wasn't the fucking best welterweight in the division, okay? The best. Beat Usman. He became a dominant champion for the short time he was the champion. And when he fought Colby, Leon was at his peak. In the 5th round, Colby did take down Leon Edwards. That is not easy to do, and that gives me hope that Colby Covington still has it in him. Because if he can take down Leon Edwards injured, he sure as hell can take down Buckley. Personally, for me, I just really hope that Colby Covington goes out there, dominates, talks his shit. I know a lot of you hate him for his personality, but no matter what you say, he makes the UFC interesting and entertaining. All these new fighters are boring as shit. They have no personality. All they have is their fight style. They don't sell pay-per-views based on their mic moments and the way they talk and their charisma, their aura. They simply sell small pay-per-view amounts based on their fighting style. And it's just not enough. Nowadays in the UFC, the excitement level is so low. It's so rare to still have a pay-per-view main event that you're excited about. Like the old days, Conor, Khabib, you know, all these trash talkers, all these rivalries, Usman, Covington, Chael Sonnen, and all the people he fought. We used to have great headliners, and nowadays, all these pay-per-view headliners and fights, it's just people that headline based on their skills and have no pay-per-view selling capabilities outside of the cage. So, guys, we need to start rooting for the fighters that made the UFC great and hope that fighters such as Buckley go back to the prelims, if I'm being really, really honest. So that's my fight prediction. I'm gonna personally guess and assume, based on my watching of the Leon Edwards fight, that Colby still has it, that he lost because of the injury, that the 5th round, him dominating Leon, proves that he still has a capability of being one of the top 3 fighters in the division. And so yeah, Colby's gonna dominate Buckley, get a 5-round decision, and get another very, very high contender fight. Hope you enjoy the video. Subscribe for more UFC content.